This dog sat in the rain and refused to go when it was left, hoping that its owners would return. You'll be shocked by what transpired next. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. One Sunday morning, still wearing pajamas and flip-flops, Belinda Cortez hurried to her car, climbed in, and drove off to the store. She had no idea that she would never reach the store's inside. She believed she saw something just outside the store as she parked. She couldn't see it properly because of the rain that was continually hitting her windshield, but it had an odd form. The woman felt her heart shatter as she got out of her car to see what the object was. A medium-sized dog was sitting on the chilly pavement right outside the store, its head down, shivering all the while. In an interview, Cortez stated, "My heart sank when I got out of the car. This unfortunate infant has spent a considerable amount of time outside in the cold and rain. She was icy." Belinda waited for a few seconds to see if someone would claim the puppy since she thought it didn't look very well and wanted to scold the owner for leaving it outdoors in the rain while they were shopping. But she became increasingly doubtful that anyone was arriving as the minutes went by. The woman had a depressing revelation as she observed how few people were on the streets or close to the business. "I could see that this baby had been abandoned," she remarked pitifully. Seeing an abandoned dog was not the first time Belinda had seen one. This sad puppy was just one of millions of canines that had been discarded in the United States, where an estimated 3.9 million are abandoned or surrendered to shelters annually. Belinda would always become furious when she saw something like this. Being an animal lover, she found it incomprehensible that someone could so ruthlessly and mercilessly leave an animal, especially when it was obvious that the animal was dependent on its owner for survival. Belinda had some experience with dogs and realized that if the dog remained outside in the cold, it would not survive. She was aware that leaving the puppy in the rain for a long time may have a negative impact on its health. Long-term exposure to torrential rain, particularly in the chilly, unfavorable weather conditions they were having that day, may cause the dog to become hypothermic, a severe condition marked by a rapid decrease in body temperature. Although she was unsure of how long the dog had been in the rain, she was aware that it was critical to remove it from the elements and give it a comfortable place to stay. The dog would freeze to death unless she found a way quickly. However, Belinda refused to allow it to occur while she was in charge. She decided her plans would have to wait since she was determined to save the puppy. Belinda stayed away from the dog but comforted her with kind, affectionate words. The woman was hesitant to approach the dog too quickly because she was unsure of its temperament and feared that it would get protective and strike out. Belinda's heart ached even more at what she observed after standing and watching the dog for a little while. In a Facebook post, Belinda stated, "She had an open wound on her leg, her hair was matted, and she had an obvious eye infection. I hope she never has to return, even though I don't know where she came from." Belinda's concerns were only heightened by these findings. She realized there was no time to waste after seeing the dog's wounds. Belinda was completely saturated after standing motionless and just conversing with the dog. That wouldn't deter the woman from assisting this needy animal, though. Fortunately, she had made plans to go to the grocery and then drop off some donated pet supplies at the animal shelter. She wanted to assist animals in need, therefore she did so as frequently as she could. She was aware of the need for food and cleaning materials in shelters since she had adopted a rescued dog as a young kid. It just so happened that Belinda had cleaned and prepared blankets for the shelter in her car. She assumed they would pardon her for using them to aid the dog, given the circumstances. In light of this, the woman hastily retrieved the blankets from her vehicle and gently wrapped one around the drenched and frightened dog. Fortunately, the dog had no bad reaction. "I had dog food and blankets in my car that were meant to be donated to the shelter," she subsequently said on Facebook. "They were definitely put to good use this morning." Belinda chose to approach the dog to see if it would approach her after observing that it did not respond badly. She extended her hand in the hopes that the dog would sniff it and understand that she was attempting to assist. However, the dog ignored everything around her and just sat in her location. The dog seemed to have lost hope in life and believed that no one was interested in him. Perhaps the dog remained still in the hopes that her owner would come back to that location. In any case, the dog was obviously having trouble adjusting and urgently required assistance. After noticing that the dog was not moving, Belinda made the decision to stay put as well. In an effort to win the dog's trust, she settled down on the ground and stayed near enough to tell the dog that everything would be well without endangering her. Belinda kept wondering about the kind of person who would leave a puppy like this while she waited. She just didn't get how someone could be so unkind. Belinda remained in her position for more than an hour. She aimed to earn the dog's confidence by demonstrating to her that not all people mean to hurt her. At last, Belinda made the decision to seek assistance from Sue Massey, a friend and fellow animal lover. Sue, who also gave to shelters and rescued strays, promised to help right away. The only issue was that she lived a long distance away. Sue finally made it to the site after a 20-minute delay, and she saw firsthand the dog's pathetic state. She had seen the site many times, but she detested it. A dog giving up on everything due to the acts of one terrible and self-centered person. Following her encounter with her friend, Belinda and Sue set about enticing the dog to visit them. Despite being completely drenched, the two women were adamant about keeping the puppy and wanted to bring her to a place where she was secure, warm, and surrounded by people who loved her. In an interview, Belinda stated, "I never think these things through, so I wasn't sure what I was going to do with her after I had her." However, the woman didn't care. She was determined to get the dog into her car, whatever. It appeared like Belinda and Sue's efforts had finally paid off. After starting to shuffle in her place, the dog got up and cautiously approached Belinda and Sue. The two women erupted in excitement when they saw the dog really approach them. They came to the realization that the dog would be okay as long as she was prepared to give people another opportunity. "Hopefully the food, warm blanket, and love I gave her will restore her faith in humans after humans let her down," Belinda added. The two women transported the puppy to their neighborhood animal shelter after loading her into Belinda's vehicle. The dog was somewhat reluctant when they initially got there. She felt a little tense from all the bustle and the sound of the other dogs barking. However, she gradually adapted to her new environment when the staff cleaned and dried her, attended to her wounds, and showered her with affection. She was soon given a name by the staff, who chose to nickname her Cassie. Something amazing occurred as soon as the puppy felt warmer and more at ease. After sitting in the rain for more than an hour and refusing to leave her abandoned location, Cassie, the dog, was no longer depressed and afraid. Her genuine personality began to emerge. Everyone at the shelter fell in love with Cassie right away, putting her prior experiences of abandonment behind her. The crew was enamored with the gregarious puppy and wished her luck in finding her permanent home. The excitement increased as the days stretched into weeks. The day Cassie would find her permanent family was anxiously anticipated by everyone at the shelter. Forth an effort to find the ideal match for this exceptional puppy, they put forth a lot of effort to highlight her lively personality and endearing nature. Cassie was eager to meet her new family after a month or so. After reading Cassie's tale online, a dog lover named Karen fell in love with the puppy right away. She felt she had to be the one to provide Cassie a lovely future since she reminded her of a cherished dog she had had as a young child. It was obvious that Karen and Cassie would be each other's worlds from the first time they met. Cassie's new permanent family now resides with her, and they show her their love every single day. The dog's life has obviously improved, and now that she has found someone who love and care for her, she isn't looking back. Cassie was given a second shot at life because of individuals like Belinda, Sue, and the whole staff at the shelter. What a fantastic tale! Do you have any prior experience rescuing animals? Tell me in the comments section below. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.